Thanks. All right. Okay. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Glazed here, and this guy. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Glazed here, and welcome to the first episode of my new series, Bright Beginnings, leveling an Ironman from scratch in 2025. So for those of you who don't know, Ironman mode is a game mode with an old school RuneScape in which you cannot trade with other players, meaning that if you need to obtain any resource or any piece of equipment, you must do it 100% on your own. I have been playing Ironman mode since its release over 10 years ago, and I have to say it's probably one of the most enjoyable ways to experience RuneScape. With the recent influx of new players coming to the game, I find it super fascinating the amount of different methods they have available to them to level their accounts compared to the ones that I used back in the day when I first started my Ironman account. I wanted to start a fresh account and see how the experience differed. So I currently don't have any crazy goals for the account, but I do think I'm going to set my sights on obtaining the Barrow's Gloves. To obtain the Barrow's Gloves, you have to complete a long line of quests and level a bunch of skills, and it has basically become the benchmark for any starting Ironman player or any new account in general. Besides getting Barrow's Gloves, I do have a few other grinds in mind, but we will get to that a bit later. I really just want to have fun with this account and enjoy starting the adventure all over with all of these new methods to train and progress. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoy this series and this content. I am really excited to get started, and I'm looking forward to making a few friends along the way. Alright guys, so getting started, I have my quote-unquote fresh account here. The only reason I say that is because this is actually my very first RuneScape account. And trust me, I've had probably a million at this point, but no, this is my very first account that I created back in 2004. Now, I do have about 2 hours of playtime on this account, but honestly, I think most of that was spent bank standing, and I may have completed a few of the early holiday events, but I do want to show, since Mr. Hans is conveniently located next to us, that this account is 7,581 days old, which is about 21 years old. Alright, so let's get started. I'm not really sure where I want to begin this journey. I mean, the possibilities are endless, right? Now, there's really no reason to do this right now. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this quest is just so nostalgic. It gets you a little bit of prayer XP, get your combat level up, which is always nice. And then, obviously, you're going to be using this quest to unlock Mauritania via the Priest in Peril quest. This is a prereq for that. So, let's go ahead and get this done. I need to go over here. Oh, I need to actually be careful. I keep forgetting I have, like... Yeah, I'm a noob. I could perish to these giant rats right now. And that would be, you know, the worst thing ever. Alright, we have now arrived at the Wizard's Tower, another iconic locale here in the old school RuneScape world. We're going to go ahead and raid this basement. Now, I do remember as a kid, this was always a struggle right here. Because if you don't know, when you go over here to search this altar, a bad boy skeleton spawns. And, you know, he can mess you up if you're not careful. So... We gotta be very quick, and we gotta make sure that we don't get destroyed right here. So what we're gonna do, gonna activate run. We're gonna search the altar. We're gonna get the heck out of here. All right, is that easy? So that's the quest completed. We're about to get 9 prayer off of this. It's gonna be great. There you go. Restless Ghost complete. Got my Ghost Speak Amulet, which will come into play later on. Got Mystic Will unlocked, combat level 4, so the account is juicing. We are ready to go. What is this horrendous layout that I have? Alright, so upon further examination, I think what I do need to focus on right now are quests. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to stop for skilling breaks to get, you know, prereqs out of the way for the quests. And, you know, I'll have to make some money at some point. I'll probably end up doing that in Valor more with the, I think there's like some wine method that makes you pretty good amount of GP to start off with, and might have to do that for a little while. But anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and start just following the optimal quest guide, and you know, I might make some changes here along the way depending on what area of the map I'm on, because I do want to try to be somewhat efficient, just because early game it is very hard to get around due to the lack of teleports. So until I start getting, you know, magic level, crafting level, all that good stuff to make my own teleports and teleport around the map, I really need to try to be efficient when I'm in a certain area. Of course, now that I've said that, I'm sure somebody's going to call me out and say, hey, you could have done X, Y, and Z in this area. And the only thing I have to say to that is get All right, cook's assistant is now done. Let's see, 300 cooking XP in the bag, level 4, awesome. Let's go ahead and see if we can start recipe for disaster. So this is it. This is the quest we need to get done, recipe for disaster. Now, we can't even do the first part, we need 10 cooking. We're a little ways off of that, but that's okay. We go ahead and get it started anyways, since we were right here. Alright, so we've got our 20 balls of wool here. I'm not going to talk about the multiple rams I accidentally attacked during this endeavor. But anyways, we're going to turn this quest in, get our reward. And I think while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and pick some onions. I do believe I will need some yellow dyes for a few quests, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and get the onions picked. And depending on the gold situation, I may go ahead and just make the dyes. And then we will have them ready to go for the future. But anyways, I'm looking for a quest. Let's see here. I need some wool. I need 20 balls of wool. And let's see. Funnily enough, yeah, this is a real funny guy here. 20 balls of wool on me already. And that's it. 60 coins. I mean, it's something. A humble 3 crafting. Polish buttons. That's actually great. That's a quest requirement. So yeah, that's great. I also just realized I could have picked up a pair of shears right here. So the more you know. Don't be an idiot like me. Save your gold and pick up your shears here. Alright, so Mistlin Mystery, let's go ahead and, alright, get attacked by a giant rat. That's exactly what I wanted. What we're going to do, we're going to trap it like this. And that's how you do that. Anyways, Mistlin Mystery, let's go ahead and get started. What has happened here, yada yada yada. Alright, super easy. Totally didn't take me 5 minutes to complete that. Let's go ahead and get this quest finished up. So, I'm over here mining, right? I decided I'm gonna get a few bronze bars because you know there are quite a few quests that do require them. And Rick Turpentine shows up and gifts me 640 coins. So I have almost 800 coins to my name. That's actually fantastic because this next quest that I'm going to be doing, Prince Ali Rescue, does require you to buy a few items, as well as going back and forth through the toll gate a couple of times. It really does stack up, especially early game when you have, you know, not a lot of gold. With that being said, I do acknowledge that this is going to be a pretty consistent stopgap, at least not having gold, that is. So I will need to go ahead and probably do Children of the Sun and make that a priority. That way I can unlock Valor more and use the new wine method to go ahead and get some easy starting cash. Even though I don't have a ton of gold, I will go ahead and pick up a Chronicle, and we'll just do 2 teleports for now. That'll help out just a little bit. Probably not the wisest use of our money, but once we go over to Valor more, I really don't think money is going to be too big of an issue, at least not for a little while. So, always a good item to have, and yeah, this gives us access to an easy teleport to the other side of the map. Okay, so that should be Prince Ali Rescue completed. I actually got 700 coins back, so that's awesome. That's a few more Chronicle charges, and overall just nice to have. So, with that being done, I am going to quickly head up to Varrock. I did go ahead and start the Rune Mysteries quest while I was walking back and forth between Alcarid and Draenor, so I did pop over to the Wizard's Tower. I'm going to go ahead and get Rune Mysteries knocked out, because I'm pretty sure if I check... Yeah, I mean, it's next on my list anyways, so it's just natural to get this out of the way. Because while I'm in the Arty area, I do want to try to complete the Easy Diary so I unlock the Cape. The Cape is awesome, gives you free prayer restoration, which will be more relevant as I get higher prayer levels. But just in general, it's nice to have because it gives you a quick teleport to that side of the map. Now, with that being said, there are a few other requirements. I do need to knock out 5 thieving to steal from here. I do also need to get a thieving level so I can get a rusted sword from the Ham members down here in Lumbridge. And then, let's see here. I also need to go out on the fishing trawler. So, Contrary to popular belief, you can actually do this at level 1 fishing. You only need level 15 fishing if you're trying to get one of the angler pieces, so I should be able to knock that one out. And then for the biohazard quest, I need to check the requirements for that. So if we come over here to our quest list, what do we got for biohazard? Plague City, and Plague City, you just need to collect a few items. So yeah, we're looking good. So as I'm sitting here thieving, I did realize I need level 15 in order to pickpocket the ham followers. And instead of just sitting here and spamming min, I do think I'm going to head over to Artie after I get level 5. I'll complete as much of the easy diary as I can, along with any relevant quests that I may be able to complete over there. And then I'll come back and hopefully get the rusty blade so I can complete the easy diary when I head back to Artie at a later date. So I was pickpocketing and I decided instead of wasting my wine, I would go ahead and just let the man kill me. Gives me a free little reset, I save some resources, and I get this annoying dialogue out of the way for when I inevitably die again, which is bound to happen quite a bit. So I did realize as I'm walking over here to get some snape grass that when I so cleverly let myself die to reset my HP, I lost the research notes that I was given to complete the Rune Mysteries quest. That is a huge bummer, and something I will need to go and rectify immediately, because I want to get that done before I head over to Artie, because I need it to do one of the easy diary steps. However, since I am in the area, I am going to go ahead and complete the Witch's Potion quest. This will give me some early magic experience and cross another quest off the list. And while I was passing by Port Sarum just a little bit ago, I did go ahead and pick up the Eye of Newt, which is one of the items required to complete this quest. And I also picked up the Blue Wizard hat because this is pretty much my first magic upgrade in the game. Alright, and now that I have burnt my meat, I'm going to go ahead and turn in the ingredients to complete this quest. And what do I do? Just drink from it? There we go, 325 magic experience, bringing us up to a whopping 4 magic. That's kind of insane, you know. Who knew? Right? Who knew you could jump so far ahead? Anyways, while I am here in Remington, there is a crafting shop. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up a few basic crafting supplies. That way I can have them in my bank for whenever I need them in the future. Alright, now that our misadventure is over, we're going to go ahead and get the Rune Mysteries quest completed. And then we can finally head over to the Artie area. So there it is, we have access to the Rune Essence Mine. That is exactly what we wanted. Now we're going to go ahead, use a Chronicle Teleport, and we are going to head over to Edgeville. Instead of crossing the entire map to get to Artie, I am just going to go ahead and use the Wilderness lever to quickly teleport there. And yeah, that'll save me a ton of walking. Alright, we have officially entered Artie. Now before we go and get these quests started, I do need to make my way over to Tree Gnome Stronghold. There are a few items I need to purchase from here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get that done, and then we will quickly knock out some quests. I just waltzed through those gates. I swear back in the day, you used to have to talk to one of these gnomes and like help them fix their cart or something, and that would get you entry. But now anybody can just come up and waltz right through the gates. That's a very interesting change. Okay, so the reason we are here to see our boy Hudo, we are going to go ahead and pick up some dwellberries, which we need for a quest. We do need this bucket of milk as well. And then let's go ahead and pick up, let's see, what's the value here? 2 for that and 10 for the bar. We'll just go ahead and pick up some of the dust. I don't think I needed that many, but oh well. Maybe they'll be usable at another time. But either way, we do now have all of the ingredients that we need and the requirements to get some quests done in Artie. It's also kind of crazy to think that you had to start at the Gnome Agility course if you wanted to learn how to train agility, you know, back when I first started. But now you can go straight to Draenor Village and start doing the rooftops, which I think is awesome. But it's just crazy how much has changed since the last time I started one of these accounts. Okay, so this should be Plague City done as soon as I get out of these sewers and talk to Edmund. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. I forgot this gave mining experience. That's actually really good. And then, obviously, the Artie Teleport Scroll, which will be relevant in about 50 or so mage levels. So, great things. 15 mining, that's awesome. So that basically gives us an instant way to skip Doric's quests. And it's also going to let us easily complete the Night Sword when we get to that. So that's Plague City done. Let's go ahead and see if we can't knock out Biohazard. Actually, come to think of it, I'm probably going to have to start Biohazard, but then I will go around Artie and see if I can't complete some of these diary tasks. I can now pickpocket the Ham Followers, which is what I need to complete the easy diary of Artie, because I do need to get the Rusty Sword from them. Let's go ahead and pick up some of these cakes while I'm here. I did just go ahead and, you know, drop all of them so I could power through these levels. But anyways, after we pick up these cakes, we're going to run right over to this building and get an easy diary completion. Okay, and as you can see here, I am at the part of the quest in Biohazard where I need to go to Varrock to essentially finish up the last big portion of the quest before returning to Artie to turn it in. While I'm on my way there, I am going to stop by the Ham hideout now that I have 15 thieving, just to see if I can get lucky and pull a rusty blade from one of them so I can go and get it identified. Now, I might pull two because there is a very, 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 very small chance that the blade does not get identified. I'm actually not sure if that's been patched or not, but either way, I'm going to try to get two. And I also might try to pick up some buttons here so I can use those later for, I believe, animal magnetism. So yeah, let's see how lucky we get. Okay, so literally my first pickpocket, I got a rusted blade. As you can see here, Ham member, pickpocket, rusty sword. So that was extremely lucky, but we are going to stick around here and see if we can pull another blade just as a safety and see if we can pick up some buttons as well. Alright, and we just got our second rusty sword, so now if both of these fail, we are really just SOL. But anyways, we are going to head over to Varrock and essentially complete the Biohazard quest before returning to Artie, going to the Knight's Training Ground, and then going to turn in these rusty swords to get the diary step completed. Now, I did pick up a few other very, very minor upgrades while I was there. Got a steel pickaxe, I got a steel axe, and then I also did pick up a ham hood. Now, I will be needing to collect some more of these ham pieces for quests later on down the line, but we will worry about that when we get to them. And then I did pick up a few gems and an easy clue scroll. So, I'm not going to go out of my way to complete this just yet, but I will get to doing this eventually. Okay, and here we are at the Tyndall Merchant. Let's go ahead and give him our swords, and hopefully we have... okay, there we go. We identified it. So that is the easy task done. We only have one more, but since we're here, we're going to go ahead and give this sword, and it gave us a black longsword, which honestly, I mean, I can't even wield it right now. I probably won't even use that because I'm going to skip straight to Addy once I complete the Waterfall and Fight Arena quests. But I will hold on to that and I guess go ahead and sell it to the shop here and make back some of my money. So there we go, 791 gold. But yeah, so let's run over to Artie, complete Biohazard, go visit King Lathis' camp, and that should be the easy diary done. Okay, talking to King Lathis, yada 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 yada, and we have completed the Biohazard quest, right? Oh my god, this is a lot of text. There we go. 3 quest points, 1,250 thieving experience, full West Artie access, and combat training camp access, which is the last thing we need to complete the easy Artie diary. Do you need anything else? Why don't we get started right away? Let's just go ahead and get this, what is this, Underground Pass started. We are not going to be doing this for a very long time, but this will save us some time in the future from having to run back up here and start it. But there we go, 19 thieving, not bad. Okay, and as we open this gate, we have completed all tasks in the Easy Artie Diary. Let's go ahead and run over here and get our cape. Okay, 2 pints, cough it up, give me that cape. Oh my god, you love to see it. Artie Cloak 1. Very iconic. Such a good item for an early game Iron Man. And yeah. So this unlocks the teleport to Artie. And this also gives us an easy way to restore our prayer. And also, on top of that, and probably one of the most important features, it now will allow us to grow kittens into cats and sell them for 200 death runes a pop over here in West Artie. So we need to go and get the Gertrude's Cat quest completed in a little while. I do need to do a few things before that. But yeah, and then we do have this antique lamp, which unfortunately we're just going to have to hold on to until we have our skills leveled high enough to use it. But yeah, that is Artie Cloak 1 done. Account is looking great so far. Okay, so I did just complete my first random event. Well, second random event if you count the lamp, but the Evil Bob random, and I got 10 law runes. That's actually huge. Not that I can use them right now because I don't have the levels, but this will be great when I do start unlocking teleports via magic. There we go. The final bead collected. So that took us 44 total imps. Not too bad. Did get a little unlucky on some duplicates. But that is imp catcher done. I just need to go turn it in. Back in the wizard's tower, we are going to climb these steps to find Wizard Mizgog. What's happening? Give me a quest. Give me a quest, please. And he needs 4 magical beads, and, you know, surprising turn of events. I already have all these beads on me. So, yeah, that's pretty convenient. Alright, that is done. 875 magic XP, and the Amulet of Accuracy, which, honestly, not too bad to have. It gives you +4 in all of your attack bonuses, and this is pretty much going to be my best in slot amulet for the foreseeable future. So let's collect that. Gives us level 10 magic. I don't think let's see, we need 13 for Fire Strike. This is what we're aiming for right now. And then once we get Fire Strike unlocked, that will pretty much be our go-to to complete a lot of our quests that we have coming up. Alright, another quest, efficiently spacebar through. I didn't realize this quest was this fast. I don't even remember doing it on my main Iron Man account. But regardless, Children of the Sun has been completed, 1 quest point, and access to Varlamore. So, we're going to quickly head over there and figure out what all of this wine business everybody is talking about is all about. Alright, we have officially made it to Varlamore. Honestly, one of the coolest expansions that they have ever made to this game. Home to such a plethora of great content to help progress accounts of all levels. So yeah, now that we're here, we are going to head over to the Hunters Guild and pick up the Eclipse Red Wines, which are sold for 700 gold a pop. So this is going to be our early money-making method. So yeah, let's waste no time at all and head over there. So one thing that does kind of suck is we don't have access to the Quetzal transportation system yet. We will unlock that during the quest Twilight's Promise, I believe. But unfortunately we can't do it right now simply because we do not have the combat stats to do so. But soon enough. Alright, and we have made it to our camping spot for the next who knows how long. The Eclipse Red Wine spawn. Now, I'm not very smart. I did not empty my inventory before coming over here. But regardless, let's start picking these up and see how much gold we can accumulate. Alright, we have now collected about 160 Eclipse Red Wine and made our way over to Aldarin, I believe that's how you pronounce it, to sell it over here at the winery. Now these do sell for 700 a pop, and you can sell them in noted form. So let's go ahead and just spam click through all of these, and there you have it, 112,000 GP, bringing our total cash stack up to around 115k. So not the most amount of money by any stretch of the imagination, but for an early level starting Iron Man account, that is plenty. Alright, well I think I'm going to call it quits for episode 1. Very happy with the progress that was made, got quite a few quests done, got some skills leveled, got some unlocks like the Artie Cloak 1 under our belts, and we have finally made our first 100,000 gold on the account, which is going to be huge for leveling our magic. Now, I don't think I'm going to have formal intros and outros for every episode, But since this is the first episode, I do just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed. I understand that early game Ironman content is not always the most interesting to watch, but playing it feels like a dream. You're constantly unlocking things, you're constantly progressing. It's a huge dopamine rush. But anyways, if you did enjoy this content and did enjoy this video, please go ahead and consider dropping a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for the rest of the series and for future content, and drop a comment below telling me what you thought, your critiques, all of those good things. Once again, my name is Glazed, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Take care.